this field here is where I met Sean. And I remember when I got a phone call and somebody said that Sean had been in a car wreck and somebody had shot him and he was killed. He was 15. It was about 2 weeks before his 16th birthday. And Sean and I, less than 6 months earlier, with Chico and Reggie and a few guys, we'd ridden on a chairlift up to Ober-Gatlinburg, and we'd ridden up to the very top. And on our way going up, we went through the clouds. And this would have been 1994. And as we were going through the clouds, it was Sean and I in the first chairlift together. And Sean was just a fun guy to be around. He's always laughing. And I remember him getting so excited because when we got above the clouds, you could see the blue sky and you can see the tops of different mountains. And he said, wow, we're above the clouds. And then he starts talking to, the guys down below, and he said, you guys won't believe the view up here. I'm above the clouds. And then when I got that phone call, that's the first image I had is him saying, you're not going to believe the view up here. I'm above the clouds.
I met a lady delivering meals for Mobile Meals. This lady lives in a little shack off the side of the road, has nobody to take care of her, no family. She's so lonely. At the time that I met her, she just couldn't wait for the people to get there to deliver food so that she could talk to them.
I could lay here for a week at a time, nobody come in and hand me a drink of water till she got taken care of it. And I just toughed it out. I said this morning, I was sitting out here on the porch, I said, Lord, why are you keeping me here? I ain't no count to myself, nor nobody else. I said, I get so lonesome.
She always wore a toboggan, and I couldn't understand why she wore the toboggan. She never would take it off, and she was always, day after day, in the same clothes. I would always see her in the same clothes. She, one day, told me that she had something wrong with her head, and I said, well, what is it? And I took the toboggan off, and there were scabs just all over her head. And she was almost bald, and she would keep what hair she had up in old dirty barrettes. And I began to take her hair down and take the barrettes out, and I said, well, I think we need to get some baby oil maybe and put on your head. And so I did that, and we combed it out, and I washed her hair, and I was getting ready to leave that day. And she was hollering something at me over the fence, and I went back, and I said, what did you say? And she said, I just wanted to thank you for touching me, because nobody has been willing to touch me.
Okay?
Okay.
I'll be back. Love
okay.
you.
I love you too.
First time I ever heard of heavens, I was just about 4 years old, and I remember asking Mom, I said, Mom, does everybody have to die? And she said, yes. But it never did scare me. But I remember even when I was just a real little child, before I was ever saved or anything, I must have been about 3 or 4 years old, figuring out that something like, if you told the truth about anything, you had to tell it one time, that's all. But if you told a lie, you just kept having to cover it up. And I remembered, as little as I was, I remembered that all my life. And I never would lie. I've tried to lie to Daddy a time or two, but I'd always change it. But I wouldn't ever lie, no matter how bad I wanted to. I remember one morning when I was about 10, though, it was at the grandmother's and grandpa's house, and it had a big old yard, and it was the real cool May day. It was a beautiful, you couldn't think of a better day. I mean, the air was just perfect, everything was just perfect. I know I was dancing around out there, but I was thinking, this must be what heaven's like. Because it was perfect, perfect day. I think the talents he gives us here on earth, that he'll let us fulfill those talents in heaven. I think that I want to go there real bad, and soon. Eyes has not seen or ears heard what God has prepared for them that love Him. I believe it.
I have heard